A career high 22 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists. Look, it was tied for the largest road loss in NBA history.
Wow.
56 points. Also Bulls' worst home loss in franchise history. Here is Zach LaVine about the starters being benched the final 21 minutes of the game.
What happened out there tonight, Zach?
Can't tell you. It sucked. You don't see 5-man substitutions happen a lot in the league. He did it not once but twice. What's your reaction to that?
It is what it is. We got to do what he says.
Is there a kind of a fine line? I mean, the second one, you guys were, I think, was only down 5-3 in that third quarter, and he said he just didn't like the way it looked. Is there a fine line between trying to send a message and embarrassing the team?
Yeah, I think so. You know, we put a lot of hard work into this. It don't matter. I get up, compete every day. I think, regardless of whatever the score is, I want to go out there and compete, but obviously we didn't get a chance to do that. And then you see what happened.
So Fred Hoiberg relieved of his duties recently, and now we see this historic loss. And Jim Boylan, it sounds as if there's already an issue with the players and the new head coach.
Young teams can be wildly fickle. When you look at Chicago right now and you look at Phoenix, young teams with young cores trying to lead one another sometimes when they're all trying to find their own way. None of them have really established themselves as all-stars. It can be really tough sledding, and tonight they ran into a buzzsaw.
And what we saw from Zach there, I love how much it mattered to him that he wasn't on the court. You made this point earlier, and I think it's a really good one. He was really hurt by not having the opportunity to compete. And there are very few kids that work as hard as Zach does. And so I understand why he's upset. They had a big win last night. This is one of those things you got to look at the scheduling gods and wonder how we got OKC and Boston on back-to-back nights. But I don't want to lose sight of the fact Boston's playing at a really high level right now. The wheels came off for Chicago. They're going to get past this. They're young enough. They'll move on. Boston is playing at a ridiculous level. They put Marcus Smart in the starting lineup 5 games ago, and what have they done? They've won all 5 games. Gordon Hayward's decision to come off the bench, speaking to that selfless Butler way, and speaking to the I've already been paid way as well. But Boston now is finding a way to bring it all together. You knew they would. You knew it was going to take a little bit more time because they're so young. But we're going to lose sight of that tonight because of this Chicago game.
Well, we're going to stay with Boston then, Griff, because that's a great point that you bring up. Now they have 6 of their next 8 at home. They've already taken their West Coast road trip, the first one at least. Is this team going to hit their stride, you think, moving forward? Like they've been through trying to figure out who they are.
Yeah, I mean, I think you look at this season for them, there have been several sort of landmark moments. The first one was when Kyrie went absolutely nuts in the second half of a game with off the wrong foot runners and step back threes. He proved that he was healthy, and he proved it to himself. And once he felt comfortable, they took a jump. And then the next tier, Gordon Hayward is doing what he's doing, coming off the bench. The next tier, Marcus Smart is in the starting lineup. And they're starting to kind of gel and come back together and figure out exactly what this has to look like for them to be successful.
Yeah, I think that this team, there's no way they fail. And the reason is, unless they're hurt, they have such a core of quality, integrity guys. Character means a lot, and they play the game with a lot of integrity.
Boston Celtics, certainly one of the Eastern Conference elites.